everyone, Mombi here. Just take a look around Twitter and check out the hashtags and stuff that are just being retweeted and trending on Twitter by all the, not just the worldwide community on Twitter, but by Pakistani users as well. What is more local based and local centric. So let's go take a look around. Well, the Pakistani community on Twitter is back with its favorite trending topic. Nawaz Sharif is out of the intensive care unit and he has recovered successfully from his open heart surgery. That was the subject of so much controversy yesterday with Maryam Nawaz Sharif's own Twitter and the pictures that she had tweeted of her father in the intensive care unit being subject to endless scrutiny. For instance, he didn't go in for an open heart surgery thing at all. It was a hair transplant, for instance. Here's a before and here's an after, and that's not Nawaz Sharif's own hair. Imran Khan, the chairman of the PTI, initially offers Nawaz Sharif condolences and best wishes and speedy recovery and good health, and now the PTI that is retweeting the hashtag. But that feeling of goodwill doesn't seem to have lasted because Imran Khan is back with, this is just a ruse, there is no operation, and this is just to detract attention from the Panama paper scandal, and loads of other tweets retweeting the hashtag on a different topic say, isn't it ironic that Nawaz Sharif goes to London for amazing private medical care when the state of medical care in Pakistan itself is in a parlous state? Well, as we've had cause to observe over the past couple of weeks, Twitter is pretty much one of those platforms where Twitter is really great for finding out not just whatever the new releases are, because almost everybody has their own channel on Twitter. If there's a TV network or if there is a director or an actor involved with the project, they're going to have their own channel on Twitter and they're going to be promoting whatever project they're involved in. So of course sometimes it happens that there is a program that is so popular, it is definitely going to reach it's going to be one of the hashtags that is going to be trended the most, and that is of course predictably once again what happened with the Roots TV series that aired in America yesterday. Is still trending on Twitter right now. The hashtag is Roots. So let's have a look at the trailer.
Named first, you are Kunta Kinte, son of a moron Binta Kinte.
The actor in it is a guy, the character is, his name is Kunta Kinte, and it's really important that the name is kind of stressed, emphasized according to the TV series. But it's important for the series to emphasize that the name of the character has an African American origin. Well, even though it is a program, a TV series that is going to be aired by the History Channel, in other words, it is something that is supposed to be more fact than fiction, but I think because the subject matter is so emotional, it is something to do with the ethnic and cultural background of many present-day African Americans dating back from the mid-19th century during the time of the Civil War or maybe earlier. Well, the series focuses on the slave trade that used to occur. Human trafficking never actually went away. There are many instances of human trafficking that is alive and well in parts of the world today as well, unfortunately, but the TV series focus on something at a time, a form of human trafficking that was very blatant and socially acceptable. So the community on Twitter is coming up with loads of facts, like for instance the population of America as a whole at that time was, let's say, about 2 million people or something like 200,000, and 50,000 of those were African American immigrants who had been dragged there against their will. Really emotional scene in the trailer where people are being forcibly dragged from their villages where they're shown to be really happy. Well, as the saying goes, all art is created and the film is edited in kind of a way that is supposed to evoke a really particular response. So all the sympathy, a lot of the sympathy of course, is with the characters who are suffering, and they appear as very noble while the people who are mistreating them are very unidimensionally evil. Well, that is understandable given the plight of African Americans, given the history of America with its civil rights movements. This kind of topic is of course very emotional, and there are loads of tweets from people who the African American community today finds to be very representative of their struggles and their achievements and their actual capabilities and talent. For instance, Oprah Winfrey, who herself quotes Maya Angelou, the late African American poet. She was really amazing. Oprah used to have her on her show a lot, and they both would discuss the plight of African Americans, and the quote that Oprah comes up with right here is something like Maya used to say, "Your crown is bought and paid for, so wear it with pride." Pretty standard Oprah Winfrey kind of quote. You're going to expect to see Malachi Kirby, who is the actor who plays the character of Kunta Kinte. He's going to be all over the red carpets, and he is a really gorgeous looking guy, gorgeous looking young actor. The really innocent kind of face that is really easy to sympathize with. I personally found this trailer to be absolutely heartbreaking. The events themselves are heartbreaking enough just to hear them, but to hear them acted out in an emotional way and presented in a particular way makes it even more heart-wrenching to watch. The hashtag that is trending right now, Roots, is actually a remake of a program that used to air during the Ronald Reagan era, and as the Washington Post tweeted in one of its articles, Ronald Reagan at the time was quoted as saying, well, it's pretty, like I said, unidimensional. All the good guys are black and all the bad guys are white. And he says, other than that, I'm really impressed with the ratings, although, as Ronald Reagan said, and I think he's really famous for his one-liners, says, I can't really picture anyone who would stay at home 8 days in a row every night. There are other famous faces in the TV series as well. For instance, Forrest Whitaker, who was amazing in the role of the last King of Scotland, so he's in it as well, and he plays somebody called Fiddler, where they kind of emphasize well on the plantations, which is where the African Americans were transported by slave traders to work on cotton fields, but the African American slaves who had musical talent and capabilities were accorded a higher status on the plantation. That's something else that they've woven into the storyline to make it even more rich in depth. It does kind of remind me of a lot of other Western popular culture that kind of incorporates the same themes. The 2011 movie The Help, for instance, it was also trying to present very much from a African American person's point of view the experience of living in America during a time where racial strife and racial segregation was something that was really socially acceptable.
Run!
So once again, Twitter doing what it does best, which is promoting a new trailer that is going to come out. So it turns out that today is Dante's birthday, which is really convenient for the movie production team for Inferno, the movie that is starring Tom Hanks, which pretty much guarantees it is going to be a huge commercial success and is going to be hitting cinemas everywhere. Dante Alighieri's birthday, the 7 Circles of Hell, loads of tweets on Twitter retweeting Inferno and Dante because it's his birthday, trying to explain, well, this is what happens in this circle of hell and this is what happens here. I like poetry myself too, but I have to admit I'm not as smart as the people on Twitter who are retweeting all of this. I can just remember one line of the Inferno, which was, "Abandon hope, all of you who enter here." That, I believe, is the quote that is inscribed above the doors to hell. Okay, so that was it for today. Thank you for taking a look around with me, Mombi, and let's keep an eye on the trends and the hashtags and see how stuff changes and all the stuff that is no longer popular and the stuff that stays popular. For now, I say bye-bye from Mombi.